Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a collective reading and I'm actually very excited about it. So if you have found this reading, all of my readings are timeless. So you have found it for a reason. Intuitively, you have been guided here by your guides because there are messages within this reading. I am picking up on extremely beautiful divine feminine energy. The last few days, I have been intuitively collecting little pieces of a puzzle. And the way I see spiritual gifts is that sometimes you don't get the big picture. So you don't get what the image of the puzzle is meant to look like. You just get fragments, and it's up to you to sort of start piecing things together. And sometimes you get them in the wrong place, and sometimes you get them in the right place. But then further down the track, you can look back and see which pieces fit where. Now I'm filming this reading on the 26th of August, 2024. So in itself, today in numerology is another 888 portal because 26 adds up to an 8. We're in the 8th month and 2024 is also an 8. As I said, I'm picking up on a divine feminine energy, specifically the High Priestess card. Now, the High Priestess is the moon, which is the divine feminine. The High Priestess is your third eye. It's about things that are hidden. It's about secrets. It's about finding yourself in the darkness and being your own light. The energy is the rise of the divine feminine. I was hearing very, very clearly, God is a woman. That came through over and over and over this morning as I was preparing for this reading. Now, when I started preparing for this reading, it was 11:11 a.m. So that number might be of significance to you. But the High Priestess card is the maiden, the mother, and the crone. 3. Even though that card is number 2, which symbolizes harmony, unity, and duality, the High Priestess is about internal reflection, internal spiritual reflection. Now, I'm going to go into a bit of detail about the things that I was picking up in the last couple of days, and it actually ties into some of the other readings that I've done in the last few days as well. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading, and I then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. If you are returning, welcome back. If the reading resonates with you, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs, as well as being an intuitive reader. I'm also an illustrator. The messages that I was getting, I keep getting in my feed on YouTube information about the Bride of Christ. Now, I didn't read, it's probably been for the last couple of months, but really heavily the last few days. And I didn't know anything about the Bride of Christ, but it's coming through because it connects with some other messages that I was receiving. A few weeks ago, I was guided to buy some pomegranates, and they've just sat in my fridge. They're terribly difficult to cut open and they make a big mess, so they've just sat there. And I was thinking about them yesterday, and a song popped into my head, The Seeds of Love by Tears for Fears. And I just parked it because I didn't know what it meant. And then all of this stuff started coming through yesterday into my YouTube feed about the Bride of Christ. And so I just watched video after video after video and absorbed the information that was coming in. I'm going to give you little bits of information that I was guided to share. The Bride of Christ, some people believe, will appear before the final judgment. And many people think that we are in a time where we will have the return of the Messiah. The Bride of Christ is spoken about in the Song of Solomon. Now, Solomon is King Solomon. And if you look at the High Priestess card, the tarot card for the High Priestess, in the original drawing of the card is the 2 pillars from Solomon's temple. Now, Solomon's temple was the first temple, the first Jewish temple that was destroyed, I think, thousands of years ago, 500 BCE. but it was adorned, the temple was adorned with pomegranates. And the High Priestess card in the tarot is also adorned with pomegranates. So it twigged. Now, what's inside a pomegranate is seeds. So I was starting to connect the dots, the seeds of love, the High Priestess card, the Divine Feminine, because the High Priestess represents the moon. And a lot of the people that go into the religious history of things, like a lot of the videos that I was watching, they either refer to the Old Testament, the Torah, or the Quran. So the literature, the writings are from the three Abrahamic faiths. And so that they can easily work their way through all of that text, because there's a lot of it, there are two books that they use. One is called Strong's Concordance, and it's basically an index of all the words that are written in alphabetical order, and it assigns a number to a specific word, and it's all connected. If you go back and watch, actually I'll post it underneath this video about the little girl in the car who was shot by the tank in Gaza. So there's Strong's Concordance, and then there's another one called Greek's Concordance. So basically two different versions, but doing the same thing, indexing the numbers. Now in Greek's Concordance, the word pomegranate also means hidden, but it's the 613th word, the 613th listed word in the index. Now, the interesting thing is that in the Torah, which is the Hebrew text, it's written that pomegranates have 613 seeds. It's also written that there are 613 parts of the body, and there's also 613 commandments in the Torah. So this repeating number of 613. Now the pomegranate was, I'm just going through my notes, the pomegranate was revered for the beauty of its shrub, flowers and fruit. It's a symbol of sanctity, fertility and abundance, and I think Divine Feminine. The Song of Solomon compares the cheeks of a bride behind her veil to the two halves of the pomegranate. And as I said, the pomegranate is on the High Priestess card. The High Priestess card is number 2. As I said, it's the third eye. So a spiritual awakening, the sacral chakra, which is essentially women's reproductive organs, and it's aquamarine and labradorite. Now the really interesting thing is that a couple of days ago, I was preparing for a reading and I was looking for something, and I found a bunch of American $1 bills from a trip from years ago. One of my kids went on a school tour, an arts tour actually, to New York, and had come back with all of these notes and couldn't exchange them. So I sent my son, there was a couple of $100 there, and I sent my son to the money exchange to get it exchanged, but he came back with a whole host of, and I'll find them, a whole heap of $1 bills. And I was so cranky because I'd started the reading and then he came home and the dog was barking and I got interrupted. And so I had to start the reading again. But I was meant to, because he came home with all of these dollar bills that they wouldn't exchange because they said that it was dirty. They were too stained. And I'd never seen a $1 bill before. I've not been to the States. But you can see, hopefully it's picking it up. Up in the top is a little triangle with an eye. And this morning before, and I didn't, that it became part of the reading that I did. The reading was actually about dirty money. But it came up again, as I said, a little puzzle piece. It came up again because when I looked at the music video for the song that I was getting, which was Seeds of Love, all through that music video is the American $1 bill and that triangle. And that song is a protest song about the exploitation and commercialism of our world, and that we need to sow the seeds of love. Well, this is what I'm picking up on, this divine feminine energy. And so it just all tied in beautifully. The other thing that I got, I bounce off energy with my daughter. And I said to her, I'm doing this reading this morning. What song are you singing? She'd been humming a song. Now, my pronunciation isn't fantastic, but it is from a Norwegian singer, I think she's Norwegian, called Aurora. Now, yesterday's reading, I was picking up on Aurora. Aurora means dawn, the dawning of a new age, the dawning of the divine feminine. But the song is Sternest of, and I'm going to read you the lyrics. Look, the storm is quieting now. You get up, my friend, and right away you know where you are. You know where you want to go. And the road is easy again, 'cause the star shines bright. Help you find the way home to me. The star shines bright. Help you find the way home to me. And the last verse says, the storm is quietening now. You get up, my friend. You will always find the way home, the path that is in you. Now, what did I say in the beginning? The high priestess is reflection. It's internal reflection. It's the hidden strength that we all have within us. And if I go back to that Seeds of Love song, I think about the feminine energies in our world these days that are the two ends of the spectrum. They're either oppressed. Yesterday, the day before in the news, it came out that the Taliban had brought in a new law where women weren't allowed to speak in public. So they're either oppressed. Now for me, in some ways, if you oppress a woman and her inner strength, you're actually just stoking a fire, in my opinion. But it's the divide between the people that are oppressed, the feminine energies that are oppressed, and on the other end of the spectrum, the feminine energies that are exploited or overly sexualized. Now, I can think of, even just in women's fashion or in women's music, some of the music videos are just, and I mean, I'm older, you know, this is but totally not necessary. For me, divine feminine energy, if I think of somebody, well, divine feminine energy is Mother Mary. It's kind, it's nurturing, but it's not loud. I think of somebody like Maya Angelou, strong and fierce, but a quiet. It's almost a quiet strength. And it reminds me of David and Goliath, the divine feminine being David, the ability to overpower with internal strength. And what happens is, as we all rise into this divine feminine energy, and the North Node goes into Pisces in January next year. Now, the moon is Pisces energy, and the High Priestess represents the moon. As we go into the next 18 months of internal spiritual reflection, and we see this collective of divine feminines rising, tapping into their spiritual gifts, unearthing what's inside in this almost quiet powerfulness. They give power to the people that are, to the other feminine energies that are oppressed, and they give guidance to those who would be manipulated or overly sexualized. There's another word that's coming through, and it's Sophia energy. Sophia was meant to be God's wisdom, and often seen or often aligned with the Holy Spirit. This beautiful rising of feminine energy is what I'm getting. So I'm going to pull some cards. I'm going to see where we go. I just want a card for the Emperor on the bottom. A card for, imagine if women ruled the world. There's all this toxic masculine energy. And that's not to say all masculines are toxic, but you think of High Priestess, divine feminine energy, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. There's a real balance and harmony that we're not seeing, because we're seeing the Emperor, Ace of Wands. Okay, let's have a look. An energy for this reading. King of Cups. The King of Cups is Neptune in Pisces, and the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius. And the Ace of Swords on the bottom. So we've got a truth. Neptune in Pisces, so the King of Cups holds the full cup. If you think of women, they hold their divine feminine energy within, their inner wisdom within. And the inner wisdom comes through everything that they've experienced in life. Tens are the end. The wisdom, the truth that they get from the lessons that they've learnt, that gives them this big, beautiful cup of love. Now, the King of Cups, Neptune, is going to the depths. And Pisces is spirituality. This massive collective, divine feminine spiritual awakening that's happening, a realigning with ourselves. Let's get patience and perseverance. This is my Divine Messages Oracle and Soul Family. It's almost a global reconnecting of that energy. It's a raising of the vibration. And on the bottom was release control, perfectly blind. Some things are meant to be hidden. It's a hidden, something hidden. The High Priestess is hidden. Something that was lying dormant in all of us that's now being activated. Potentially through these 888 portals. The last 888 portal was, well, it was obviously the 8th of the 8th of this month. And then we had another one, the 17th of the 8th. But the last one in terms of years was back in 2015. It's almost, I've got that sense of a quiet power. You think of like the suffragettes, that kind of energy. A quiet power rising, being activated. Let's get an angel oracle. Let's see what we've got. And it's taken its time, patience and perseverance. Number 60, Mitzrael, mental illness. Now, I'm actually going to get some more information. This reading has got so many layers to it. So I am going to, and you may just see like a pause, a cut in the video. It's because I'm just wanting to make sure that I give you all the information that comes in. Mental illness. As I said before, for those women who are suppressed and aren't allowed to speak, for those women that are being overly sexualized and marketed for commercial gain. Now, we are in a Pluto and Aquarius transit. These happen every 250 years. It started back in January this year and will go through until 2044. Aquarius is the rebel of the zodiac and Pluto is transformation. Now, from next month through until November, it was in Capricorn previously for 20 years, which is big business, corporations, higher ups, top tier. It goes back into Capricorn for 2 months, or 2.5 months, September, October, November. But then it's in Aquarius for 20 years. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, if I think of strong, powerful women, Catherine the Great. Now, she was the Tsarina of Russia. She overthrew her husband, who was the Tsar of Russia. She was actually born Princess Sophia. So we have that Sophia reference. And I also think of the movie, The Da Vinci Code. She was Sophia as well. That was hidden. But Catherine the Great, she was born Princess Sophia, but she brought this most beautiful vitality back to the country. She sowed the seeds of love, took away the masculine energy and put back in art and culture and literature and all of these beautiful things, built universities. Even if you go back to the first universities that were built in the world, were actually created by Muslim women. I'm going to have a look at this card, Mitzrael, number 60. And I'm not talking, you know, feminist energy or anything like that. I'm talking about quiet, internal reflection, focus, intuition, inner knowing, a self-trust, that spiritual insight, emotional stability, a connection with the divine, a connection with your spirit guides, internal wisdom and knowledge. And this is beautiful. So this is number 60. It aligns with the Four of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Capricorn. So the Sun in Capricorn as a tarot card is fear, it's oppression, it's being held back. So this card represents God liberating the oppressed, this divine feminine energy, collective energy, raising the divine feminine energy globally as a group, helping to liberate and seed, I want to say seed new earth. So those born under this angel will unite all the fine qualities of body and soul. They will distinguish themselves through their virtues, spirit and agreeable humor, and will have a long life. Mitzrael heals mental and spiritual sickness and delivers you from your enemies. How beautiful is that? Soul guardian for those born 7:40 p.m. to 8 p.m. Moral guardian for those born 18th of May, 29th of July, 9th of October, 20th of December, and the 2nd of March. And the physical guardian for those born the 9th to the 13th of January. Now, they don't have to be your dates or time of birth. It could just be something that is relevant to a spiritual journey that you are on, a reconnecting of you with your divine feminine. And 6 is love, sowing the seeds of love. How beautiful is that? Okay, let's get some cards. Actually, let me get a moon oracle. Given that the divine feminine is the moon, but the high priestess is the moon. New moon vibes in Taurus. Time to turn those dreams into an epic blueprint. It's time for you to rise. If you haven't already begun doing the spiritual work, a mystical new moon in Pisces signals an epic finale on the horizon. New moon in Pisces. The high priestess is the moon, and Pisces is the moon card in tarot. A hidden spiritual depth that lies dormant in all of us that is being activated. It's, yeah, just beautiful energy. Spiritual truths, spiritual wisdoms that are coming. Underneath that, we've got the King of Swords, which is Uranus in Libra, a spiritual earthquake as collectively the divine feminine energy rises. Uranus is earthquakes. Uranus in Libra, a spiritual earthquake that happens in order to bring balance back into the collective, that the masculine energy is too strong. And as I said, Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn for the next 2.5 months. And as we begin to rise and start to pull down some of those heavily entrenched masculine energies, you know, there'll be a bit of a fight. But I think with this divine feminine energy, as I said, it's quiet. The high priestess doesn't speak. Let's get some cards on this high priestess energy. Wow, 4 of Swords. That flew out. The 4 of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. The 4 of Swords is healing after heartbreak. 10 of Wands. Potentially in your own life, you have had heartbreak. The 4 of Swords is a spiritual timeout. It's often depicted as a soldier coming back from battle and just needing a rest. Wow, Wheel of Fortune. So the 4 of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and now we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. So Jupiter. It's the Wheel of Fortune is divine timing. It's now something that was destined to happen. Collectively, it was meant to be. Now is the time of the rise of the divine feminine. We can't stay stuck in this world of heavy masculine controlling energy. And I'm not saying that it's an energy. I'm not saying that all men are in controlling masculine energy. I'm talking about the balance. The difference between divine masculine and unbalanced divine masculine energy would be somebody who would see potentially the financial gain or the gain to their ego by controlling or overpowering or manipulating somebody else. Divine feminine energy intuitively picks up on it if you're in high priestess energy or you're working towards mastering your high priestess energy. An unbalanced masculine energy would potentially, I'm just trying to think of an example, strip the resources of the world for financial gain. An intuitive divine feminine high priestess energy would work away to make sure everybody had enough to eat. It's that kind of difference. And we think of Leo, so as I said, Pluto and Aquarius, which is what we're going in, well, what we've been in for the last couple of months, but what we'll go into from December through until 2044. Aquarius is the people, Mother Gaia, the people. Think Avatar, the Na'vi, our high priestess, divine feminine energy. Out of control, masculine energy is the people that came to their home to strip all the minerals out of the earth. It's that. And there's a real shift happening. Wheel of Fortune. And it's happening now. That is a card of communication. Being woken up. Being woken up. Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. Number 8. Yeah. Things. We've got the moon. The moon is the high priestess. Pisces, Neptune. Being woken up. Been in a timeout. But the time is now, the Wheel of Fortune. We're being woken up. Collectively, as I said, those divine feminines who are already in high priestess energy are giving power to those who are oppressed and guidance to those who are over-sexualized, to bring the balance back in, because we all need to be balanced in order to create that powerful movement. Yeah, look at that, the tower on the bottom. To bring down the structures. Israel, the oppressed. To bring down the structures that are almost... I was thinking about this prior to the reading. I was thinking about, I don't know if you've watched The Handmaid's Tale. They are all seen as brides of Christ. Because essentially the planet as a whole can't survive without women. Women, divine feminine energy, and we're going down a rabbit hole here, and I don't mean to offend anybody, the high priestess is sacral chakra. That is female sexual organs, ovaries, womb. Women have the power. If you think of the queen bee in a hive, and I'm not talking about sexual power, I'm just talking about that Mother Mary, that kind of nurturing inner power, inner strength that has either been over-sexualized, oppressed, manipulated, and undervalued. It's being torn down. Okay, let's get a card. New plans. Two of Wands on the bottom. That's Mars in Aries. Let's get a card for... Is that what I want to do? Let's get a card for the Four of Swords. Let's get some more clarification. Queen of Swords. Uranus in Aquarius. Uranus is the Fool card. So two Aquarius cards here. A period of healing that beckons this divine feminine spiritual awakening. Queen of Swords is a truth. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is Mars in Pisces. A fiery truth. A fiery truth. Pisces, again, the moon. The moon is the high priestess. It's tapping into this inner intuition. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands, that's the wounded warrior. The moon in Sagittarius. And the Seven of Cups. It's a clearing away of the illusion. The Seven of Cups is Venus in Pisces. Again, if you think about Pisces, Pisces is spirituality. Pisces is the moon. Pisces is the moon is the divine feminine. The moon is the high priestess. Venus in Pisces is the end of the illusion because you tap into your spiritual truth. What's that line in the song? The storm is quieting now. You get up, my friend. You will always find the way home, the path that is in you. The Page of Wands on the bottom. The Page of Wands is a little explorer. Saturn in Sagittarius. This is so lovely. It's really, really, really lovely energy to sit in. And if you are on this journey, then it's just incredible. Okay, let's get, what's the outcome here? Deception. The end of deception. Seven of Swords. Moon in Aquarius. Healing. Another Aquarius card. Lots of Aquarius. A new beginning. Ace of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. A collective new beginning is what I want to say. Wow. And a truth. That's gorgeous. Three of Cups. Mercury in Cancer. It's emotional. Cups are emotions. It's a collective celebration of a new beginning through healing and the truth. The end of this deception. And this deception is that divine feminine energy isn't powerful. And in actual fact, it is more powerful because, as I said before, Sophia energy, divine feminine energy, is seen as God's wisdom. It's powerful. And there's been this deception in the collective with this heavy, out of balance masculine energy that's, in a way, through manipulation and illusion and cunning and trickery, has kept feminine energy at bay. But the feminine energies that are waking up and healing with the star are coming into their power. Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords. And that's potentially happening at the moment because for the last 18 months, the North Node has been in Aries, which is truth, putting yourself first. And the South Node, which is what you are releasing, is the toxic patterns, the toxic relationships that you have with other people. People that are in out of balance masculine energy. And it's creating this collective divine feminine awakening. Okay, let's get some guidance. It's taken a long time, patience and perseverance, but soul family is this collective, a collective of divine feminines. And as I said, there may be some people who are already well and truly standing in their high priestess, divine feminine energy, who are guiding. What did I say in the beginning? Finding yourself in the darkness and being your own light. People that have already found themselves and are now guiding others through this divine feminine awakening. Soul family, being supportive. Let's have a look at what your guides want to tell you. Joyous resolution, that's the Three of Cups. Beautiful. Falling in love with your authentic self. Overthinking, hidden in plain sight. Now, that is reflection. Everything you need, you already had within. And legacy. This awakening, this divine feminine awakening, will be the legacy, I believe, of this Pluto and Aquarius transit. If I go back to the previous one, and I was talking about Catherine the Great, her legacy, she tapped into this divine feminine energy. What else? Transformation. And she transformed her country. Baby steps. As I said, that transit is 20 years long. But who you were at the start of it will be totally different to who you are at the end. Intuition, inner knowing, self-trust, spiritual insight, emotional stability. And once you have that, once you've gone through that spiritual awakening, you can't be controlled anymore. Let's see if there's any other angels walking with you. Wow, number 70, spiritual journey. On a collective spiritual journey. How beautiful is that? When you're on a spiritual journey, you're also protected. Number 8, delivers divine blessings against evil. What did I just say? You are protected. And we have that 8 again today. As I said, the 888 portal, there's been 3 of them. The main one was the 8th of the 8th of this month, then another one on the 17th, and then another one today. So that 8 number coming up again. And 61, Umabel, confidence. As I said, when you go on that spiritual journey and you have that inner knowing and that inner wisdom, you tap into what's within. You can't be controlled. And that gives you confidence. 42, political affairs and protection from travelers. Michael. Okay, let's get you a Node of Destiny card. What are you currently working on? North Node in Aries. That's putting yourself first. As I said, the North Node is currently in Aries. It's been there since, I think, June 2023. And it switches over to Pisces in January. It's putting yourself first, doing the internal work, building up your confidence, going on a spiritual journey, baby steps, but tearing down with the Tower here, anything that doesn't align with your truth. Under the cosmic guidance of the North Node in Aries, brace yourself for a mission to flex your personal power and boost that self-belief, confidence, to rock your world with laser focus on what lights your fire. We did have the Ace of Wands under there. With Aries leading the way, get ready to embark on a quest to rediscover the fabulous me in the mirror. Now, what did I say in the beginning? That the High Priestess was about internal reflection. And one more. or maybe 2. South Node in the 12th house. Now, 12th house is the house of prisoners. Check out what's in your 12th house, what planet's in there, and it will give you an indication of what is keeping you bound. South Node 12th house. If your South Node is kicking back in the 12th house, you might have been the maestro of playing the victim, allowing others to walk all over you. But guess what? Forgiveness, my friend, is the magic potion for seizing control of your fate. It's time to ditch the cozy nest of the past to embrace your inner eagle and rule the sky. So what that's saying is you didn't have the inner confidence, you hadn't tapped into your inner high priestess, and you allowed people to keep you trapped. But once you tap in, as I said before, those that go before, those who are already in high priestess energy, give power to those who are oppressed and guidance to those who are over-sexualized, I want to say. Divine feminine energy is not, well, it's not being completely covered and oppressed, and it's not the opposite. It's not having all your bits out there. It's an inner strength, an inner courage. It's knowing your worth, knowing your internal worth. North Node in Virgo. If your North Node rocks a Virgo vibe, buckle up for a ride of dedication, sharpen focus on details, and being the reliability rock star everyone leans on. Remember, persistence beats perfection, so keep that completion flag flying high. Virgo, the meaning of the word Virgo is virgin, as in the Virgin Mary, the Divine Mother, the ultimate divine feminine for me. Beautiful Virgo energy. A reconnection with your spiritual divine mother. Okay, let's pop. Now, do I want to get you a song? This is my love songs deck. Let's see what wants to come out. I want a love song about you. That was fast. Yellow. And a little brown butterfly. That's transformation. Actually, it's not a butterfly. It's actually a moth. Moths are drawn to the light. Finding yourself in the darkness and being your own light. Yellow, Coldplay. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you and everything you do. Yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you and all the things you do. It was called Yellow. So then I took my turn, oh what a thing to have done, and it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. That's falling in love with your authentic self. Okay, now this is my love messages deck, but I'm going to take it as messages from your higher self, and I'm just going to get a couple. Now, there are love messages in here. If something really, I'm just going to ignore it. Let's see how we go. Just 3. The truth will set you free. Don't be hasty, baby steps. That to me is don't be too quick to jump back into past energy. If you are on this journey, know that it will take time. As I said, the North Node goes into Pisces for the next 18 months. And then the Pluto and Aquarius transit, which is, Pluto is transformation. The death card, death and rebirth, transformation is the next 20 years. So it's a journey. It's not, oh, I'll start today, I'll be finished by Friday, you know? As I said, messages from your higher self. When I think about my future, you are right beside me. Your being, your higher self is guiding you through, guiding you out of the dark. You make me feel alive, wanting you to connect with your inner high priestess, your intuition, your inner knowing, your self-trust, getting yourself emotionally stable, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your spirit guides, building your confidence. And you know I love you so. Okay, finally, I'm going to get some Scrabble tiles in here. The tiles have got numbers and letters on them. Just take them as they resonate. Could be your initials, could be something else that connects with whatever spiritual journey that you are going on. Okay. So we have an O and a 1, a G and a 2, go. It's time to go. A Z and a 10, an R and a 1, a J and an 8, an N and a 1, a D and a 2, a K and a 5, a Q and a 10, a Y and a 4, an M and a 3, a B and a 3, a V and a 4, and an I. VI is number 6, which is love. Connecting with yourself. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I wish you all the very best on your spiritual journey. I am actually really excited to see where we go as a divine feminine energy collectively. This beautiful, beautiful energy. As I said, it's actually been really, really calm and peaceful to do this reading. So thank you for allowing me to sit in your energy. If the reading resonated with you, give it a like. That lets me know that this type of reading is something that you are interested in me doing again. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of future readings. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you again in another reading.